Well, hello, Pam.
I think, hi.
Can you, okay, so now we can both hear each other, but just as I said, I wanted to really thank you for taking the time to talk to me. And today we really just wanted to learn a little bit more about your experience you had with Weighless MD. So, just to kind of set the stage and let people understand, you did our HCA program, correct?
Yes, the HCA Lean program, right?
HCA Lean. And did you do, I believe you did 4 weeks and then you continued on for another 4
Correct.
weeks after.
Right, that's
Okay.
right. I just really wanted to continue with my results.
Yep, exactly. So that made a lot of sense because then you already knew the program and you could just really just purchase the products and you were successful with doing that. But why don't we start? Why don't you tell me just a little bit more about why you decided to give Weighless MD a call?
Okay, I had experience with another weight loss center before, and it was similar, and I was successful. This was maybe 7 or 8 years ago. So I was looking for a program that was quite similar to that. And I had received some emails from Weighless MD, and I thought that that was the way for me to go. Prior to COVID, I had just gotten married in January of the COVID year.
Okay.
So my new husband and I had nowhere to go. So we would sit around the house, and at about 4 o'clock, we'd read books, we'd do different things. And around 4 o'clock, we would have our little cocktails and our wine and cheese and snacks and things like that. And it was just getting to me. So when we started getting back out, I thought, my gosh, I don't want to have to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. I want to be able to fit into my clothes. I want to be able to feel a lot better about myself now that we're going out and about. I was always exercising and doing things during the pandemic, during the lockdown over Zoom, but it just wasn't really the same. So I thought now is the time to do it. And what was really important to me were a couple of things. The first was I researched it a lot and I looked at what you offered. And I liked the idea of having a nutritionist monitor what I was doing and have the medical professionals behind that. I also wanted to make sure that I was held accountable. And nothing holds you accountable by paying your money and meeting face to face with someone. I can lose weight by myself for a week. Stop eating all the fat foods and stop, the wine and cheese and everything like that. But after a week or so, it's like back to the old habits. So there you go. So that's primarily why I did it. I wanted to be able to fit into my clothes, and I wanted to have someone hold me accountable.
Right. And how much were you looking to lose when you came in?
I wanted to lose about 20 pounds. I figured it was about 20 pounds that I had put on in the time that we were locked down, and it wasn't so much that I wanted to do it because I'm vain or anything. I wanted to be able to fit back into my clothes, and I wanted to feel healthy. I didn't like jiggling when I moved, and I'm not a large person to begin with.
Right.
But I must also mention I'm over 70. And you know how hard it is for people to lose weight over 70. It takes a lot of determination and a lot of guidance. And I just didn't think I could do it on my own.
Yeah, absolutely. And so many people, I think even a lot younger than 70, in their 40s and their 50s, they will come in and say, I no longer have a metabolism. My hormones are all over the place. And we're always telling people, it does not matter what your age is. You can, if you're doing the right thing, we can get you in a healthier state than you are currently in. And and you obviously, were a perfect example of that. So the program that you did, obviously you're still very committed to it. You are following a structured plan. And I guess talk a little bit about some of the strategies that you tried maybe in the past and what was different about this particular program.
Well, some strategies that I tried in the past were just counting calories. And I just didn't find it to be that beneficial to me.
Mhm.
I was eating more carbohydrates. It doesn't matter how many calories are in something. I believe it's what that food is particularly made up of.
Mhm.
And what I was looking for was a more balanced diet. Prior to, another thing I should mention is prior to this diet, I was having a lot of GI problems. I had an upper GI, I had an endoscopy where they planted a probe in just maybe 3 months before I came to the weight loss center. Part of what the GI doctor told me is I was taking prescription strength ibuprofen and naproxen sodium for arthritis in my hands and my knees and my hip. And it was really, painful. So the one thing led to the other, and I couldn't understand what was going on and why I was having such terrible reflux and everything. And after getting a proper nutritional diet where I was cutting out, the gluten and taking and eating more vegetables and things like that, I swear the first week that I was on it, I thought, well, my knees don't hurt. I haven't had the reflux. My hips don't hurt. I'm sleeping better. It was just that, to me, in addition to the weight loss, what was a big thing. So I don't think it's how much you eat sometimes is as much as what you eat.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're talking about that all the time because weight loss is so much more than just, like you said, about the calories and the exercise. I mean, what you put in your body and what you feed your body is ultimately going to put your body out of balance, or it's going to put your body in balance. And that's one of the, big things that we focus on when we're developing these, because we're getting those inflammatory foods out. We're getting the foods that a lot of people are sensitive to, because unfortunately, a lot of people walking around with gut issues. So it's amazing how it can really start to heal the body when you eliminate certain foods. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So talk to us briefly just about your experience with Weighless MD. You were coming in weekly, you were having your visits. Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I met with the nutritionist, Jennifer, and the first week was amazing. I think I lost 5 pounds or something like that. The second week I walked in, I had only lost like 1 or 2 pounds. And I thought, what's going on here? Nobody sticks to a diet like I stick to a diet, no problem. And at that time I met with a nurse practitioner, and they decided that my problem is I was exercising too much, and that I wasn't, I guess my body was holding on to a lot of the food that I was eating. So they suggested that I up my protein. And when I upped my protein, then I was right back, on track. Because I work out every day of the week, either on the treadmill or I go to aerobics or Zumba or something like that. So I was plus I get my 10,000 steps every day. So I am very active. And I think that was very impressive to me, that I said, what's going on? And they were able to tell me and fix it.
Yeah.
Everybody was very encouraging. One time I went in and I complained that I had some leg cramps. And they said, well, that's because you need, oh gosh, I forget the name of the
Magnesium,
the drops, and I'm taking
electrolytes,
magnesium and
yeah.
the electrolyte drops.
Yeah.
And once I started, taking that, so I didn't feel that I was on my own. And every time I had an issue that was a little, it wasn't that bad. But, when you wake up and you have a leg cramp, you're going, what's going on? But that's gone. So I was able to get all of that. And I was able to purchase the protein powder, and I like the protein powder and the electrolyte drops and everything like that. So to me, it was somebody walking along with you.
Yeah. And you bring up some really important points, because, some people that might listen to this think, wait, what? You were exercising too much. And it is the truth with our particular plans, because it is very strategic. We are trying to mobilize your abnormal fat stores. And when you are over exercise, your metabolic pathways are going to want to go to glycogen, which is carbohydrates and things like that. So we very carefully have to kind of keep you in that fat burning mode. And exercise just in general, can lead to weight gain on the scale because of, it's a stress on the body, it's inflammation and things like that. So I'm glad that you guys worked that out. Adding a little more protein was awesome. So that obviously worked for you.
It did.
So talk a little bit about where you're at, or tell us a little bit more about what you lost. What was your total weight loss? And then,
I think it was like 25 pounds, I think, around that.
Yeah, it was
about
24
25
point something. Yep.
Yeah. And I decided that I was fitting in all of my pants and everything. So I decided that, I'm okay to go back on maintenance, but it's hard because I'm thinking, I'm scared. I don't want to start eating again and then start gaining. So I have the whole maintenance program that is there, and I am following it. I have not had any bread or sugar or anything like that, of course, because to me, it's better not to feel the pain in my knees or anything like that, than it is to eat sugar or anything like that. It's just that I think when you get older, you have priorities, and my priority is feeling healthy, not going out and hanging out with friends or anything like that. I think the reason I'm staying away from sugar is I think sugar is addictive. At least I know for me it is, and I don't want to, go down that path.
Yeah, it's definitely a slippery slope. And I think, oftentimes when people go on, so you did an 8-week program, and 8 weeks is going to do a lot to improve your health, but it's not going to reverse all of those conditions entirely. I mean, you definitely are in a healthier state, but sometimes it just takes a little bit longer for you to really create those balances in your body. And then you hopefully you can start to enjoy things in moderation, which, I mean, that's obviously the ultimate goal, because that's living life, right? You're not gonna avoid that, things that you love forever. But yeah, I mean, it truly is amazing. Again, like I said, how the body quickly responds to the things that you put into it or what you take out. So, okay, so I guess anything you just want to add to wrap up? This is really, really helpful. And again, I appreciate your time and really, giving people an idea of what your experience was like.
No, I know that in the event that if anything comes up, or if I start putting on any pounds or anything like that, that I can contact the center again and say, okay, what do I need to do here to get back on track? So I have confidence, and they said, the nutritionists and the people I said, give me a call if you ever need anything. And
yep, exactly. Sometimes all it takes is just kind of a little tweak to get you, and that accountability to get you back on track. So,
well, and I like the fact that you've had different programs that I've watched online, about fat and about the different programs that are available, and I find them very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And thank you again.
Sure.
And I'm sure we will be seeing you again soon.
I hope not for too much weight loss.
Well, exactly. Because there's so many other things that we do to just improve health besides just weight loss. So, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.